Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. It's a gorgeous Monday afternoon here in South Africa, and we are in the middle of load shedding. We have a week of it ahead, and so my light isn't working right now. If you get strange flickers of light across the tarot table, that will be sunbeams, little rays of sunbeams. Unlikely, but I'm just letting you know if something strange appears on the screen, that is what is going on. I have the Knights Templar Tarot on the table. And there it is. Tarot about service, loyalty, devotion, and with a little odd bit of conspiracy thrown in. And the reading that I'm doing today with the Knights Templar Tarot is about the Harkles and this whole half in, half out thing. It looked in the beginning when King Charles made his first glorious speech that the Harkles were out. Love to Harry and Meghan, who are making their new lives overseas. It was a very so long and thanks for the fish kind of a message. Doors slamming behind them. Then, of course, there was the surprise walkabout with William and Catherine, and a rather unctuous article by Richard Kay in the Daily Mail today, and he said, "Some say it is possible that with the headwind and goodwill of a new reign and the benevolence of his father," and this of course is the father that Harry allegedly lost, according to Meghan Markle in the Cut interview, his dear father, his darling father, the international roles first mooted for Harry and Meghan could be offered again, which has caused some alarm, needless to say. And so I'm going to be looking at that today. Are they in? Are they out? Are they half in? Are they half out? I'm going to do a Celtic cross from King Charles's point of view. I've tweaked some of the questions as I usually do with these Celtic crosses. Reason I'm doing it really right now is that I did a reading on Meghan and her brand failure as a result of the demise of Queen Elizabeth and what it meant for her and having to stop her Spotify podcasts and all the rest of it. The panic, the alleged panic. Her and her PR people, what to do. And I saw signs of some sort of international role, or at least an attempt to get it, and possibly even a move. I speculated Africa, and it was being half facetious, but it came into my consciousness. It surprised me, and afterwards I thought, have I lost my mind? Where did that come from? But it's obviously out there in the ether. If it popped into my mind, and Richard Kay is now writing about things like that, there's of course Commonwealth roles. We know Wallace and Edward David got packed off to the Caribbean. And what to do with your problem family members, pack them off to the colonies, of course. And so there's that. There are things like the UN, there are Governor General posts. We know that allegedly Harry was pretty determined that he was going to be Governor General of Canada or New Zealand, one of those places. Back in the Megxit days, the early Megxit days. I can see all kinds of trouble if anyone tries to impose the Harkles on a country in some sort of leadership role. But anyway, we're going to see what the Knights Templar Tarot have to say about us. And interesting underlying energy is the Four of Cups. This card's coming up a lot at the moment. When it's upright, it's come out in the reverse, just by the way. When it's upright, it's rejection of something, indifference, apathy, boredom, a bit of depression as well. Not interested, thank you, but no thank you. And in the reverse, it's yes, I would like that. Actually, could I have that again? If you offer it to me again, I'll take it. I'll grab it with both hands. Grabby. If the Harkles were offered something now by the royals, something that they turned down, and again, they turned down Africa, they turned down South Africa. No, we couldn't possibly live there. Too dangerous, not enough designer shops. No Hollywood. Where's Oprah when you need her? well, actually she's was quite busy in South Africa at one stage, burnt her fingers a bit here. But anyway, that's an aside. I think that if something was offered again, the Harkles would be delighted to accept. Very interesting. It's making me a bit uneasy, this reading. That's the underlying energy. I feel like I've forgotten to do something. Maybe not. Let's dive into the reading proper and see what the situation is from King Charles's point of view. What is the heart of the matter? Is the Ten of Swords, but the Ten of Swords in reverse. Trying to recover somebody who's at rock bottom, and this is not King Charles. King Charles is flying high right now, obviously grieving, obviously intensely emotional, but I think also overwhelmed by, and I'm getting emotional now, by the reception that he's getting from people. He is getting love, a lot of love his way. If he resurrects Harry, will the love disappear? It's a card of resurrection, the Ten of Swords in reverse. Somebody who is at rock bottom, who is in a lot of trouble, who needs to be saved, who needs to be risen from the dead and are given a new start. Very similar energy to the Four of Cups in reverse. Can I have a do-over? May I have a do-over? Let's get the grammar right. But Ten of Swords in reverse. Harry made a disaster of his marriage, of his choices. Oh, that's what I had forgotten to do. I had forgotten to say my usual spiel about this as a tarot reading for entertainment purposes. And so when I say a disaster, I'm of course just expressing my opinion as a tarot reader for entertainment purposes. And there is a disclaimer in the box below. And please do go and read it and form your own opinions about whether Harry has made a disaster of his life and his marriage and his prospects or not. But it's a very intense card to come out as the heart of this. And of course, King Charles is a father first and foremost. That's probably not the way around it's supposed to go. He's supposed to put country first. But there is a problem with the problem child. So the challenge that King Charles is facing right now is dimwit with has-been. Has-been has ruined his reputation. This is very startling cards coming out here. Dead, defeated, ruined, and but also there would be some blowback, I think, on King Charles if he suddenly appointed has-been as the Governor General of Canada. And sorry to pick you Canadians out. I love you. I have some of my very best people in my life are Canadian, so I'm not for 1 second wishing to impose has-been on you, of all people. But Four of Swords, there might be blowback on King Charles's reputation as well if he does try to salvage Harry and lift him out of the wreckage of his life. These are very hard cards that are coming out in this reading. Four of Swords, time out. Has-been needs to actually be put somewhere away for a while to think about things and lay low and lick his wounds and admit defeat and try and heal, and perhaps in due course can be wheeled out again, fit again for public consumption, a bit like Prince Andrew, but we'll leave that there. So what's going on behind the scenes? And what is going on behind the scenes is another terribly anxious card. All swords coming out here. There is a lot of thought about this. And it was interesting to me that it has been revealed that has-been did not meet with Charles and William up at Balmoral. That very, very sad evening after the Queen had passed. And the family all gathered. Charles and William were at Birkhall, the rest of them were at Balmoral, and Charles and William had a private dinner and no doubt discussed all kinds of business related, I would think, very much to the Harkles and probably also Prince Andrew. But Harkles are the problem ones. Prince Andrew isn't the one briefing the press at every second and releasing statements about Granny. Tasteless statements written by the wife in her 4 calligraphy. Sickening, my opinion. Nine of Swords, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of stress, sleepless nights for King Charles, worrying about what to do. How is he going to fix this mess? Is it possible to fix this mess that Harry has got himself into? What can he do? Very difficult when the wife is still around, tottering around in her tights and her black shoes, and behaving badly. She behaved, in my opinion, badly. Seemed like there was someone planted in that crowd in the walkabout. She did not look royal. She did not look regal. She looked awkward and stumbling around, and then of course squabbling with people about what to do with flowers, wanting the limelight as usual. Very difficult, clutching onto Harry, doing all those body rubs and that sort of NLP stuff that allegedly she does. Scary when that is your somewhat challenged mentally man, child, whatever the word is, who can't really escape her clasp of the claw. So what's his focus right now, King Charles? The Five of Pentacles. Sorry, I thought that's a very weird three. Five of Pentacles is... it's interesting because it's an eclipse in this card. It's a very doomy kind of Five of Pentacles, fighting there as the sun is eclipsed by the moon, and people are cast out, and it's terrifying. There's a terrifying energy of this Five of Pentacles. He's very worried for Harry. He's very worried for Harry that this being cast out is going to ruin him and absolutely destroy him. It already has. We've got a Ten of Swords and a Four of Swords, the heart of this reading. A very worried father here of the Nine of Swords, and very anxious about has-been's health. The Five of Pentacles can be an illness card, worried about him being cast adrift. What will he do? This man who's nearly 40 but still has a mental age of 12, or the emotional age of 12. The dog's shouting in agreement outside. No money, no resources, no inner resources, no external resources. Alone in the world, just with the claw by his side. It's very, very scary how to provide for him, possibly through other channels. I've done readings about that before. If King Charles is secretly subsidizing has-been, it hasn't shown up in my readings. I know that there is a contingent of people on YouTube who believe quite vehemently that King Charles is using back channels to keep the Harkles in designer clothes and private jets and all the rest of it. Doesn't look like it to me, and that card tells me no. King Charles is very, very concerned about keeping has-been body and soul together at this point. Very seriously concerned. Past energy, the dog very loud today. Past energy, what's been going on? The Star, hopeful. They've been probably, goodness me, dog has a lot to say about what is going on. There have probably been gestures, they've been moments of reaching out, encouraging signs, promising signs, tells me. The Star, a reason for hope, cautious optimism is the expression that's come to my mind with that card. Somebody is praying in that card. And I'm sure that there have been prayers. I'm sure that there is rumor that it was a wish, a dying wish, that William and Harry were reconciled. I'm sure that all kinds of things have been going on in the past to try and bring Harry back into the fold, to try and bring some healing, because the Star is about healing as well. It's about hope, it's about faith, it's about healing, it's about blessing, it's about the divine really reaching down and touching people and saying, remember me. In your hour of need. Fluffy's come to scratch. We're having a very busy afternoon with animals while I do this reading. So what's coming up in the near future? What's going on with the Harkles? People are saying titles are going to be removed after the funeral. No prince and princess for Aldi and Little. Banished. All of that stuff. That's a lot of speculation that's going on even amongst the press. People are speculating about that. So what is next? Next steps for the Harkles from King Charles? Yeah, Three of Wands in reverse. That doesn't bode well for them. The Three of Wands, three is always about working together with people, joint ventures, things like that. It's a card of expansion and hope, another card of hope, and casting, sending your ships out to see what they bring back. So participating in something, a venture that is beneficial, that brings results. So that would be, and it's an international flavor, the Three of Wands as well, because it's normally about ships and ocean journeys and cargo and expectation and enterprise, successful enterprise. When it's upright, it's in the reverse. Somebody's given up waiting. It's a waiting card when it is upright, giving up waiting when it's in the reverse, not having any expectation of growth and participation and joinder and results, rewards, positive things from an enterprise. This to me is a door slam. A door slam on the Harkles. It's not massive. It will be done quite subtly, I think. If it is done, you'll have to watch for signs of it, rather than a huge, big announcement that the Harkles have been banished and never darken the shores again of the UK. It's going to be more discreet, more diplomatic, more tactful, but doesn't look good. Does not look good for Harkles. The waiting is over. Whatever waiting has been going on to see outcome for various things. Are they back? Are the kids getting titles? Are they going to get their half in, half out? Are they going to get an upgrade in terms of accommodation? All of that stuff. The waiting will be over and it won't be good for the Harkles. So what is Prince William counselling his father to do at the moment? This is the wheel. It's the Wheel of Fortune. It's a very conspiracy theory kind of wheel, this one. And it's quite a disturbing card when it looks at you. I'm not looking at it, it is looking at me, the wheel. And it is, I'm actually looking it up in the little book that accompanies this tarot deck, because there is an interesting quote, and it says, "Under the eye of God, all things are known." You can read it at the bottom left there. Under the eye of God, all things are known. It's not the usual energy from the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is normally just about good luck and divine timing and being blessed, things going your way. Divine timing it could be, because it is about timing things and making sure that you get the timing right. And this is a timing card, the Three of Wands. Time this correctly, get through the funeral, get through the mourning, possibly even get through the coronation, get through, mind you, that's yet to come. That's a while down the road. But get through this next week or so. Get the Harkles back on a plane to the US, to take the sting out of them and then cut them loose. But the wheel, this eye, this all-seeing eye is watchful, and Fluffy's just had a little chat, and she doesn't normally, there you go, she's talking. Even Fluffy has got something to say about this. Goodness me, she's a very quiet cat. Watching, spying, observing them, keeping them under observation. Major Donnie Thompson again. So they're being watched. And there was a lot of joking about, got the Harkles out of Frogmore Cottage for 45 minutes so that cleaning staff, in inverted commas, could go and, stick cameras and things in, run magnets over Netflix tape and stuff like that. All in jest, of course. And of course, this is just for entertainment purposes, just a tarot reading, just my opinion. But Prince William definitely wants them watched big time, because this is a big card, the wheel. Wants them watched. Wants everything noted and written down. She, of course, has threatened that she has diaries and that she is writing everything down. Yet again, people were speculating that she wore some sort of recording device under her skirt. Who knows? But if she is recording to write down in her dear diary, then they also are watching and noting and recording her in turn. Not normal interpretation of the wheel. There was a very specific reason why this tarot deck called to me for this reading. And this is the only reading of today, by the way, because it is a long reading. And as I say, we are in somewhat dark times here in South Africa again. That's William. What are the Harkles up to? What are they motivating for with King Charles? Take us back, take us back. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Pentacles in reverse is the Queen who has passed, Queen Elizabeth. Very much. Look at the lion behind. And in reverse, I get the idea that they're saying she would have wanted us back. She absolutely would have wanted us back. And I think this is what all that weirdness around Lady C's sudden announcement, furious announcement, that the Queen had passed, to preempt this. That her deathbed wish was to let the Harkles back, that they would have spun some story if it had been possible for Harry at least to pretend that he had got there in time and was the last one to see her because he was her most trusted confidant and blah blah blah. That's what that card is telling me, that they were going to somehow spin this. The card is in the reverse, so I think it's unsuccessful. Curious reading. I'm reading cards differently than I normally would. You're going to just have to bear with me. This is all about energy. This is all about intuition. And I just go where the flow goes with these readings. So I'm getting the idea that this was the plan, this was the agenda, and somehow they have been thwarted because of this, possibly knowing what they're up to, what's going on. They do seem to know what's going on. I mean, all that, oh no, Charles didn't intervene and tell William to go walk about with Harry. Nobody, but some of the royal reporters, the commentators, were very explicit in saying the Harkles had planned their own event, and hence the frantic intervention by William. They know what's going on. They're watching them, and they saw this somehow, this use the Queen thing. I don't think they're making direct pleas to Charles. It'd be very awkward, having just announced that Harry lost his father too, to suddenly, dear daddy, remember us, please make me Governor General of Canada again. Why not? I could say equally, make him Secretary General of the United Nations, or make Meghan Secretary General of the United Nations, because why not? So that to me is what's going on. Let's see hopes and fears now. Back to King Charles and his hopes and fears with the situation. He's got a lot of fears, let me tell you that. This is a source of tremendous worry. We have the Five of Wands, but the Five of Wands has come out in reverse. Another fighting card. Oh no, we didn't have any fighting cards. This is a fighting card. Fighting in the family, the Five of Wands, and it's come out in reverse. Hoping that he can somehow stop all the conflict. That's what he wants to do. End it. Somehow ease the Harkles out in a way that they don't feel so bitter and begrudging and hostile towards him. Somehow get rid of the poison in them somehow. How, goodness knows, but the outcome of this reading is the Five of Cups in reverse. We've got lots of fives in this reading, and the fives are about change. We've got 3 fives here. Change, unavoidable change, fives. Five of Cups is sorrow, regret, remorse, parting company, very focused on what you have lost. It's come out in the reverse. But I don't see this as happy. I don't see it as happy for any of them. It's not going to end well. We've got too much that's worrying here, and this card is sitting as the blockage card on the route, on the way to this Five of Cups in reverse. This is an unhappy card, the Three of Wands in reverse. This is not getting what the Harkles wanted. The wait is over, the door slams behind them, they're kicked out, they don't get what they want, and there is a lot of sorrow around this, ultimately this Five of Cups. A lot of regret on all sides, I think, that they couldn't salvage the situation is going to be the outcome. Charles is going to be heartbroken. It might have consequences for him in terms of health and things like that. And the worry of it, the grief of it. He seems to be a very, very, very sensitive man. And he's going to experience a lot of sorrow over this. And has been as well, is going to experience a lot of regret and sorrow over the way he has played his hand. And what a hand he was given in his life, and what a mess he has made of it. And it tells me that with this 10 of Swords as the situation card, the heart of this reading, the 10 of Swords, that he has ruined his life by marrying that woman. And yeah, he's going to pay a very, very heavy price for it, according to this reading. I see no signs of half in, half out. I see signs of out, and a lot of worry around this, a lot of distress. And William is the one who's being strong here with the wheel. William is the one who's driving this. I mean, the wheel is connected to the chariot, and is about movement forward and drive and purpose and control. And it doesn't come clearer than that card, writing in a book, being watched, being watched. There is the idea in this card as well that because of the quote that I read to you when we were working on this card, that there is some kind of divine watching over, some faith. And the star is about faith. Faith is strong in this reading. There is, I think, a lot of faith and a lot of almost surrender to divine purpose, and what will be in this matter. There is no way that the Harkles, or has been, can be saved right now. A somber reading, and sorry for that. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you again, hopefully, tomorrow.